So, hello everybody. Welcome to the third webinar of the Semados Campus Special Webinar Series for Professionals. My name is Marcio Garcia dos Santos. I'm part of the BEGO Implant Systems Education and Clinical Research team, and I'll be the moderator of today's session. First of all, I hope you and your family are all in good health. And before introducing our speaker, I would like to thank Mrs. Angelica Jacob from BEGO Implant Systems Marketing Department for the organization of the session today. The topic will be CAD/CAM, important points to keep in mind, and the speaker will be Dr. Oriol Cantol Naves. Dr. Naves obtained his degree in dental medicine in 1991 and has a doctorate degree from the University of Catalonia. Has a practice in the field of fixed prosthodontics and implantology in Barcelona since 1991. He is an associate professor of the master course in restorative and aesthetic dentistry in the International University of Catalonia and a professor of the prosthetics department in the same university. Is a member of the Spanish Society of Prosthesis and Aesthetics and national international speaker on implants and fixed prosthodontics. Author and co-author of scientific articles and co-author of the book Giving Sense to Implant Prosthesis from the Quintessence editorial. Finally, Dr. Naves is president and founder in 2006 of the Dental Association for Aid to the Disabled. Dr. Naves, thanks for accepting the invitation to conduct the session today. I myself saw the same presentation some weeks ago. I was moderating for BEGO Iberia in Spain, and it's a very, very nice presentation. So I hope you all like it also very much. As always, at the end of the lecture, we will have a question and answer session. And as always, you can place your question in the question box during the whole presentation. I wish we all a nice time, and I give the words to Dr. Naves.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Marcio, for this presentation, these words, and I hope also that you and your family are safe. And thank you to BEGO Implants for trusting me with this webinar. It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be here today with you. Apologize for my English, it's not perfect. I speak four languages, Catalan, Spanish, French, and English, but maybe it's enough for this lecture. Well, these CAD/CAM points to keep in mind. Why? Because we need to show you different important points about CAD/CAM systems. Doesn't work. Okay. Marcio, it works correctly? Yes? Okay.
Yes, presentation is working. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Well, today, we know the digital workflow, it's a fact, okay? But it's a new way of working. It's a new method of working. No. Was in 1973 when Dr. François Duret, he wrote his thesis, his PhD, CAD/CAM in dentistry. We can see this short video. Just a moment, please. I'm placing my chrono. We can see this short video from French TV. And we can see here an intraoral scanner. She's his wife. We can see here the image on the computer. And here we can see the cut, the design of this crown. In this case, he prepared a single crown. This is the mesh. And we can see the milling center, the milling machine. And he's doing a single crown with resin, but a single crown, and putting it in mouth of his Why? Well, we can see the same digital workflow, but with the different technology, but with the same digital workflow. Well, we can see here the different CAD components, but always we need a Homo sapiens, more or less, but Homo sapiens, a dental technician, always. And this point is another very important point. Here, different phrases from different implants and digital companies, but sometimes it's only marketing, just marketing. Different phrases like this one, customized industry solution. Always we made prosthesis custom-made for each patient. Always, nothing new. Perfect fit always? No, we will see during this lecture. No, not always. Able to offer the highest quality? No, we will see different cases with not high quality. The most resistant extractor on the market? Okay, perfect. CAD/CAM accuracy? No, these phrases means nothing, and we will see why. The true passive fit, it doesn't exist today, maybe in the future, but today this passive fit is not true. Solidity of a solid titanium alloy piece. Okay, no problem. Lightweight titanium framework. Yes, the titanium is a lightweight material, like another materials, like carbon fiber, PEEK, glass fiber. We will see. Possibility of working over implants, connection, or abutments. Yes, we can work over implant and over abutments, but we will see different problems. And available for a large number of implant brands. But this work, metrics, very important work. And later we will see why. Intraoral scanner. Today we have a lot of different brands with different intraoral scanners. But with this scanner, we can prepare a single crown, we can prepare different partial prosthesis, or a full arch. Of course, if we are using the implants, we need the scan body to take impression over these implants. And each brand has these scan bodies. Advantage of using the intraoral scan. Easy to learn, more or less. A correct fit from 1 to 3 implants. Yes, for a 1 to 3 implants, today we have a correct fit. Patient education with a snapshot. Yes, of course, it's nice to see on the screen, different image. It's marketing too. Okay, perfect. Emerging profile, avoid pontics, we can transfer them? Yes, we can, but we need to work quickly. We need to work fast and may prevent the patient from feeling nauseous. Okay, perfect. But disadvantage, of course, price and maintenance of the scanner. They have today a high price, and a high price each month or each year. It's a problem. Yes. Learning curve. Verification key for more than 3 implants. It's an analogic part of the treatment. Then, when we are talking about 100% digital workflow, maybe it's not correct. A perfect gingival retraction for a dental impression. Yes, we need the perfect retraction over teeth if we want to see not only directly in mouth, but in the screen, the margins. We can see here a study 3 years ago made in my university, in Universitat Internacional de Catalunya, Barcelona, discrepancy of the digital impression on a model with 6 implant full arch. We prepare one model with 6 implants, 6 scan body. One dentist, one day, one room, one light, one everything, and 2 scanners with 2 different intraoral scan. And the results was a lot of difference of each result. We can see here 0.4 millimeters of discrepancy. Here another one. All the results are different. This is the problem. One day, one dentist, one model, the same, everything the same, but all the results are different. No result is the same. All the articles, all the literature say with 1, 2, 3 implants, one single crown, partial prosthesis, short partial prosthesis, we can get a correct fit with the intraoral scan. But today, we can see this article, March 2020, the last month. However, for long spans distance, the conventional impression technique provide the lowest deviation. Then today, maybe in the future, but today, with a conventional, with an analogical impression, we have best fit than with an intraoral scan. Okay, true, really, things to keep in mind. Look this short video. It's just 1 minute. Okay, Harry is a nice dog, of course. He's very smart, of course, but maybe it cannot drive. It's just marketing. This point, this word, metrics, very, very important word. In this case, we need to explain you, to show you why this word is important. For us today, it's important to know which metric we have here in the implant connection and which metric are here in the prosthesis connection. Each brand, each implant company have own metrics, and these metrics are a secret. It's similar to the Coca-Cola secret. No one knows it. When we talk about the compatible and non-original abutment, the other brands, they cannot have or get the same fit than if we use the original metrics. Today, maybe in the future, I don't know, but today it's impossible or very, 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 very difficult to get a perfect fit, a correct fit without the original metrics. And we will see. The metrics are the measurements, okay? We can see here different array. We can see here a correct fit, but not inside the implant. We can see here a big gap. Another case, here not bad, but here you have a gap. And this case is crazy. What happened here? Here is an implant, and this is an abutment made in a non-original or without original metrics. One implant and a crown made without the original metrics. And the same in this case, one implant and a crown made with a non-original metrics. So original metrics, original material, always. We can see different X-ray, different cases. We can see 2 implants, 2 crowns splinted, and this bridge or this crown are made in a non-original milling center without the original metrics. You can see maybe a correct fit here in the external part, around the implant. Around the implant, more or less we have a correct fit, but not inside the implant. You can see here a big gaps. Then big gaps, less stability of the prosthesis. Another case, more or less here, well, okay, a good fit, but look here, not, this is crazy. Look here, the screw goes through the bridge or the crown. We need to throw this prosthesis to trash. More cases. This in a model. You can see here a bad gap, a big gap, a bad fit. Here, okay, more or less, okay. This is the normal image in these cases. A good fit around the implant, but a bad fit or big gaps inside the implants. Usually, these implant companies or these milling centers said us, yes, we can get a perfect fit around the implants, 40 microns, 50 microns. Yes, of course, we can get it. You can see here, but not inside the implants. This is the problem, because these gaps cause a lot of instability of the prosthesis. Another case, the same model, the same prosthesis on the model in mount, and you can see the same gap. This is a party for the bacteria. This is a speedway for the bacteria. They can enter inside the implant, and then inflammation and a risk of periimplantitis. This article is very, very, very nice. Effect of software version. And the conclusion of this article, the fit of the crown restoration can be affected by the specific CAD/CAM software version. The CAD/CAM accuracy? No, means nothing. Different software, different fit. Here I want to show you an article, very interesting article. You can see here an original implant, original abutment, original screw. And you can see a perfect fit here around the implant and perfect fit inside the implant. Not only here, but just here, perfect fit. And the screw, the same, perfect fit around the screw inside the wall of the abutment. And here is an original, the same implant than this one, original implant, but with a non-original abutment, a non-original screw. So we can see here a correct fit, why not? But not inside the implant. This part of the abutment is shorter than this one, then less stability, more problems. And the screw the same. Here you can see the perfect fit, and here only just this small part of the screw has contact with the internal part of the abutment. Less stability, more problem. Here, the original screw, the original implant. And you can see different contacts, perfect contacts, around all the threads. All the threads have contacts. But with the non-original screw, it's not the same. Here we have contact, more or less. Here maybe no. Here yes, yes. Here no. Here yes, no, no, no. Then less stability, more problems. The conclusion of this article: compatible abutments can present clinical morphological differences from the original ones The differences in the cross-sectional geometry result in large difference in the overall contacts area, both in terms of quality and quantity, which could have serious implications for the long-term stability of the prosthesis. Overall, in a dynamic function. Another case, another article, original abutment, original implant. Look here, a perfect fit. Non-original abutment, original implant, a big gap. But not only this gap. Look here, perfect fit, the abutment inside the implant. Big gap, the abutment inside the implant, and the screw also. Correct fit, perfect fit here, and just a small point of contact between the screw and the internal part of the abutment. Another case, original abutment, perfect shape, polished, rounded angles, perfectly. A copy, a non-original milling center. Bad surface, sharp angles, different shape, crazy. Another one, original abutment, non-original abutment from a non-original milling center. Very different. We need to throw this crown to trash. Well, this is a study we are doing now in my university, and we are comparing one abutment, one original abutment, with two different non-original abutments from two different companies. And you can see here, this is the external part of the abutment, and you can see here a plane, a vessel here, and a body. And here, very different. A very, very small plane, one vessel, another, and the body. And here in this case, only one big vessel and body. Very different shape, very different shape for the same implant. This is the original implant. This is the original abutment. You can see here, perfect fit. This body, the anti-rotation system for this abutment. And non-original. You can see here, it's not a big gap, of course. It's a small gap, but it is a gap. And the body, very different. And here we have a non-correct margin. We cut it, the implant, the screw, and the abutment, and we can see a perfect fit. We will see later the adjustment of the screw and the threads later. But now we want to see this adjustment here. Perfectly here, perfectly here, perfectly around all the internal connection of the implant. And the non-original, it is different. You can see here, okay, more or less a good fit, but not here. Here we have a big gap. Big gap, less stability, more problems. This one is better. This one is better, but we have small gap here. Okay. This one is perfect, no, and more or less, but it's a non-original abutment. Another case, we study another example, another abutment. This is from another company, doesn't matter. And you can see a perfect abutment. Very nice, very smooth, this octagon is very perfectly made. And the non-original, very different. You can see this mark here. This octagon is not like this one. This octagonal is very bad octagonal. It's very different than this one. Here you can see a line. I don't know why, but the difference is very different. This is the abutment. This is the original abutment with the original implant, and the non-original abutment with the original screw implant. And we can see the different bezels. This is bigger than the original, and this is shorter than the original. Why? I don't know. I don't know. These both companies, non-original companies, these both, they are selling today in Spain more than 2 million abutments, screws, screwdrivers, hailing caps, more than 2 million pieces every year in Spain. We have a problem. This is another study. It got an award from CEPES, from Sociedad Española de Prótesis Estomatológica Estética, from Spanish Prosthetic Society in 2014. And they compare the original versus non-original abutments, biomechanic and fitting. And the conclusion was, therefore, it seems that the use of original parts of the implant system for which they have been designed could have positive consequence in clinical behavior in the medium long term. Clinical behavior. In other words, over dynamical forces as biting or bruxism. Then we have two options. Or a mill framework made by implant company with the original metrics is a correct way to work, or we can buy different abutments like this one, the T-base or a multi-unit abutment. Why? But always from the original, with the original metrics, in other words, from the original brand, original company of our implants. And why is a correct or maybe the best option? Because we have a perfect fit from this part of the prosthesis to the implants, because this abutment is made in the same company than our implants, in this case in BEGO. We have a perfect fit here, and the implants company give the metrics of these parts to the dental technician to prepare a perfect prosthesis over these parts, this T-base or multi-unit. It's another option, but just a small problem, price. Of course, we need to buy this abutment, this T-base, or we need to buy this multi-unit. Yes, we need to pay more. Yes, but finally, we will get a better prosthesis. And if we have a better prosthesis, we will have less problems. We pay more, yes, but at least we will have less problems. Then we have another perfect option. And the screws, another big problem today with the CAD/CAM system if we don't work correctly. We have here two different screws from BEGO. Okay. Mistakes. If we are working with a non-original milling center, we can have problems like this one. This is a crown for an implant company, and this screw is from another implant company. A big mistake. and a big problem for the dentist. Look, these are my hands. This screw is going through this bridge. This is the original screw, but the bridge was made in a non-original milling center. Crazy, no? Each company has its own screw. Different threads, different heads. Of course, we can see here, they are different, are similar, but different. Similar, but different. And this is a problem. We can see, this is the head of the one original screw, and this is another one non-original screw for the same prosthesis. Another case, the original screw, non-original screw. Similar, yes, but different. And now I want to show you this part and this part, the head of the screw and the threads of the screw. This is the same study we are doing now. This is the original implant, original abutment, original screw. And we can see here, perfect fit, touching the internal part of the walls of the abutment, perfect. Non-original, very different. Without contact, just this small part of the screw in contact, less stability of this screw. This one is not bad. Okay, it's not bad. It's not like this one. It's not like the original one, but it's not bad. Okay, but look here. It has a space. And the threads. This is the original. We can see all the threads have contact with the internal part of the implant. Good stability, but this one only 3 threads, less stability. This one has a lot of threads in contact with the internal part of the implant, yes, but with less contact than the original one. Then less stability, more problems. Open your mind, please. Original abutment, original screws. If you want to avoid problems, always, for our patient, for our works, please, original abutment, original screws. Then a summary, original abutment or framework millet from original company and original screw. Here we can see different screwdrivers, slot, Phillips, Positron, Square, Robertson, and Hexagon. Of course, the most common screwdriver is the Hexagon, but we have a lot of different size of the screwdrivers, of the Hexagon of the screwdrivers. 1.2, 1.25, 1.16, 1.80. In this case, BEGO, they are using 1.26. Then we need to use the screw with the same side, 1.25. If we use another screw or another screwdriver different than our Hexagon, we will have problems. Okay, another important topic, 3D resin printing for models and antagonists. We can see different models. You can see here bad occlusion, a ruggedness surface, drivings, bad or without a correct articulation. We will see later. We can see here another problem. This model were flexible. These are my hands. Were flexible, and the occlusion, it's impossible to get a correct or a good occlusion with this model. It's impossible. And finishing and textures of final prosthesis. we have different camps. This is a problem. This is a sintered crowns, cobalt chromium crowns, and you can see this bad surface, very bad surface. This surface over the multi-unit abutment can damage the titanium of the multi-unit abutment. And worse is this case, a single crown directly to the implant connection. You can see here this bad surface, this sharp angles, and we can damage the implant connection. And if we have a problem with the implant connection, we have a big problem. Another case, you can see here. And of course, we can work directly to the implant connection, of course, but with a good work. Look here, this is the short implant connection or the short prosthesis inside the implant connection, and with a bad line, finish line, an irregular finish line. In this case, we will have gaps and less stability of the prosthesis. Another case, 0.2, 0.3 millimeters inside the implant. Another case, 0.23 millimeters inside the implants. A bad stability of the prosthesis. We can see here other cases with this short part inside the implant connection. In these cases, it's better to use a multi-unit abutment or a T-base abutment because we will have better fit and better stability. In these cases, big problems. Another 0.0 millimeters of the prosthesis inside the implant connection, big problems. And if you want to use zirconia, I don't like zirconia, but if you want to use zirconia, problems in stability of the prosthesis, and you can damage the implant connection because the zirconia is too hard if to the implant connection, because the implant are made with titanium, and the titanium is softer material than zirconia. Take care for that, please. And another topic, maybe today is the most important lack in the CAD/CAM system, the virtual articulation. We can see here two models are correct, statical models. It's impossible to get a correct occlusion with this model. It's impossible because these models are static models. Then impossible today to prepare a correct prosthesis with these models. Usually, our dental technician use this kind of softwares with small contact points, designing the prosthesis, but always with a static articulation. And this is a problem overall for a big rehabilitation. For a single crown, maybe it's more or less is not necessary to have a dynamical articulation, but for a big rehabilitation that this one, it's completely necessary to have the dynamical articulation. A long time ago, or some years ago, a lot of engineers and dentists, they are working hard to have or to get a dynamical articulation, a virtual articulation with a virtual articulator. Different companies like this one, they offer us this kind of software. But in this case, the models, the upper jaw, it's in a random position. Then is correct to use this virtual articulator? I don't know, maybe no. This other brand, they have another solution. We need to take an analogical and normal impression of from the patient and mounting an analogical or normal articulator. And then they can scan this model. And in this case, we have this possibility, of course. In this case, this maxilla is in the correct position in this virtual articulator. And we can move this articulator with the correct parameters, protrusion or eccentric movements. In this case, we can see here different static contact points, but using this software, we can check the correct occlusion, in this case, of this bridge. But how many dental technicians have this software? I don't know. Another solution to get a correct, more or less correct occlusion is this one, is taking an impression over implant with an intraoral scan and scanning the prosthesis, the provisional prosthesis. And then in the lab, they can link both image, the provisional prosthesis and the implants, and the lab can make a new and a final prosthesis. But in this case, using the monolithic materials. And of course, with the static articulation. It's another option. It's another option. Is perfect? No, but it's another option. Well, now we have more devices, more possibilities. This is the Face Hunter. It's an extraoral face scanner. And this is the face bow. It's an analogic or normal face bow. And in this case, we can put the face of the patient in a virtual articulator, but aesthetically. It's only for a smile design, aesthetically, but not statically. Sorry, but not dynamically, it's statically. This company has another possibility, another software, is another external or extraoral scanner, and they link the scanner of the face of the patient with the intraoral scanner image. We can see both images together. The patient can smile, and we can see the smile of the patient, the side of the teeth, but statically. We can see smiling, the patient, but statically. Another option from the same company. This one is better. Maybe today is the best one. Okay, here we can link the face of the patient, the intraoral image, a virtual articulator, and we can put inside the software the different parameters, bent angles, maximum smile, and in this case, we can see the patient not only aesthetically, but with moving the mandible, protrusion, and eccentric movement. It's a new tool, it's a new software. Maybe it's the future, maybe, but now, I don't know, but we have this possibility. Well, and another, for me, and another important topic is CAD materials. Why do the dentists need to know about rehabilitation material? Why? Because the patient is our responsibility. I'm a dentist. My patient is my responsibility. Of course, we need to know the opinion, the experience, the knowledge of the dental technician. Of course, always. But finally, we, the dentist, we need to decide which prosthesis, which material, which manufacturer we want for this patient. It's our decision. And what kind of CAM systems we have today? We have the most important or most usual today is the milling blocks, the sintered milling blocks. We have a lot of different materials like a cobalt chromium, titanium, zirconia, ceramic, lithium disilicate, feldspathic, composite or hybrid composite, resin, PMMA, PEEK, glass fiber, carbon fiber, acetylic resin, graphene. We have a lot of different possibilities. Three materials like a cobalt chromium, zirconia, or ceramic. We have this material in a soft material, in a pre-synthesized milling block. But in this case, we have always a volume reduction, 7, 8%, 20, 30%, but we have a volume reduction in all the cases. And it's important to know which milling machine we have or our milling center have, because we have with a 4-axis or 5-axis. And it's important because with a 5-axis, we can prepare more prostheses, more different prostheses than our milling center has a milling machine with a 4-axis. And another very important topic is the fit of the materials. All the materials have the same fit? No. We can see in different articles. In this case, the resin block materials has the best adjustment, the best fit than lithium disilicate material. Then the resin materials have the best fit or better fit than the ceramic materials. In the same way, this article, the composite resin blocks have the best result. The resin materials have better fit than the ceramic materials. But the ceramic materials have better fit than the zirconia. Then this phrase, CAD/CAM accuracy, means nothing. Depending of the material, we will have better fit or no better fit. And we can see in this image different materials with different CAM systems, pre-sintered blocks, sintered blocks, laser sintered, 3D printing, press, all of them we can use today. I like so much carbon fiber. I like so much. But we have graphene, we have PEEK, we have glass fiber, we have acetylic resin, we have a lot, or we have more possibility, not only zirconia or cobalt chromium ceramic. And for the covering or coating, we have composite and hybrid composite. And we can use them with resin blocks or blocks, stratificate, injected, press, or 3D printing. I like so much this kind of material, the hybrid composite. Usually we have them with a resin blocks, but I like so much this kind of material using a 3D printing machine. It's a very interesting material, very nice material, very, very similar to the enamel. And conclusion, this conclusion is not from me, it's from Galib Guriel, one of the best dentists in the world. He said, database can never completely replace the human factor. The devices can perform very delicate tasks and make proposals based on the information received, but ultimately a qualified person is needed to make the decision to perform the procedure and put the finishing touch in the restoration produced by CAD/CAM. Then always, Homo sapiens, brain and mistakes. And the robots, they just a help, a very important help, of course, but a help. And finally, I want to show you this short video. She's from Chinese TV. And we can see this robot. This robot, it put implants. Yes, this robot can put implants to the patient. We can see this image, this robot putting implants to this patient, but a dentist need to change the drill. We can see here, but this image, dentists and engineers plan, control, and develop the implant position. The robot alone, it's impossible that it alone put correctly the implants. We need always the dentist, we need always the engineers to plan, to control, to develop for the correct implant position, for the correct prosthesis. So, take home message, CAD/CAM, yes, of course, but using the original metrics, using the original abutments, and have a good dental technician. Okay, I finish my lecture now. Gracias, thank you, merci, gracias, danke, obrigado. Here you can read my email. I answer always. If you need something from me, please write me. And Marcio, you are here?
Yes, I'm here. Well, dear Oriol, thank you very much for the presentation. I believe the message.
Sorry for my English. I know.
No.
I try to speak more correctly, and I hope and I wish the message arrived to you. Excuse me.
I will say something that I always like to say, but it doesn't apply so much to you, because I say we don't have a Harvard English, but I know that you are a professor also. You are invited professor in Harvard, so it's yeah. So, but I say no worry about the English, because we don't have this so perfect English. Thank you very much, Oriol, for the presentation. I believe the message is very clear and important, and was perfectly presented by you with science and facts. Is a topic that I think it's really very important. Copycats is a fight that we as dental companies we have, and as you said, if you imagine that only one Spanish company produces 2 million copycats per year, this is unbelievable. Yes. As you said, nah? And what we have,
the problem always is the price.
Yes.
All this company have a low price than the original company, and the problem usually is this one. Yes, but this company sell more than 2 million each year only in Spain.
Only in Spain, and we from the original component company. Now, if something happens sometime, and as you said, a copycat can bring loosening of the screw, fracture of the screw, micro movement, bone resorption,
more problems.
And then sometimes the dentist comes to us and said, "Yeah, the problem is the original company." So we try to fight. So only the questions are coming. So we brought this topic. So maybe I just show to the colleagues. We have our scientific magazine, is the Close-Up magazine, and we brought also this topic last year. So here the colleagues can find the article in our web page. So the colleagues can read it. So we also brought this topic. So this was very interesting what you brought to us. Before we start the question and answer session, just to remind you that next week we were gonna have the fourth webinar of the series with Dr. Jurac from Croatia, with the implant prosthetic therapy planning from yesterday for tomorrow. Next Wednesday, Professor Dr. Erham from Turkey He's with us today. Hello, Dr. Erhan. I saw that you are with us today. He will talk about the digital approach in perimplantology, pink and white aesthetics. So it will be very important and interesting to have you also there next week in this session. I'm gonna bring back the screen to Oriol and the questions. The first one is quite interesting. Maybe we can answer from both sides. The big problem is that every company makes different kinds of connections and screw without any real reason, besides oblige dentists to buy only original parts. We don't see that. Yeah.
I can not see you. I don't know why, but
the camera is open.
yes, but I not can see you.
Okay,
I don't
let's
know
see.
why.
Okay, but can you hear me?
Yes, here, yes, but not watching you. Sorry.
And then
Okay.
the colleague is saying that so the companies they make different components. For example, in the automotive companies, the use of same types of screws and of course the mechanical tools are the same for all the brands. Why is not like that in implantology? It's only a marketing strategy. It will involve for universal standards in the future.
I don't know. You are working in an implant company.
Yeah,
Maybe you can answer this question better than me.
Yeah, I was.
Maybe it's similar to smartphones connection. No, why all of them we need to have a lot of different phone connection and not only one. Maybe marketing, maybe price, maybe I don't know. But I think the best solution to avoid this problem maybe is in the future to have maybe 2 or 3 implants connection, but only one screw for all the implants companies. Maybe, I don't know.
I know, and also from the company side, it's like this. Sometimes you face patents, for example. Now you have patents from other companies, and you need to try to do the same solution, but with some different designs. We face this from the colleagues saying, well, yeah, different components from different companies. But I would say, at least from the company side, this idea of the patent is something that we also needs to bring. Yeah, we have Eduardo from Portugal, and Bruno, so 2 dentist colleagues saying great presentation, good points indeed. Harriet Shaper she's our distribution partner from Holland. Thanks for a great presentation. Possible to receive a handout?
Sorry?
Possible to receive a handout of the presentation?
I don't understand the question. Sorry. Handout? What means?
It's like a PDF file for from the presentation.
You are recording this presentation or not?
Yes, we are recording the presentation.
Okay, you can bring for your colleagues this video. I don't have any problem.
Thank you very much. So Harriet, so we will put the video. Thank you, Oriol. Also from Turkey, thanks. And a question, how about using suppliers for type basis part, such as dynamic abutments, Medentika, southern implants?
I never used Medentika, but maybe it's a good company. I always am using the original abundance.
Okay.
I don't know if I answered the question, but I always using the original abandonment. If I 2 times my technician used non-original abandonment, and I had problems with this prosthesis. My opinion always will be today. Okay, always maybe it's not correct to say no, but today my opinion is to use the original abandonment.
Yeah, a request from a colleague. We can discuss this for the market from Hamesh Bulbula. if you could do a webinar on intraoral scanner in the near future.
I don't have an intraoral scan in my clinic today, but in the future, maybe. But we can prepare something if you want. You know, Marcio, I'm open to have all you need. You know, if we need to prepare something, some webinar or some presentation, I can prepare it. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we can.
I need time. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's another question.
No, just because I like to read all the comments. We know we discussed with the area sales manager, but nice to know that yeah, the requests are coming. Our distributor partner in the Emirates, Mr. Shukla, asked, the no original abutments screw are prefabricated or CAD made customized?
Usually, these non-original companies, they fabricate a lot of different abutments for a lot of different company. They use, the problem is they cannot use the original metrics. They need to copy the original abutments, the original implant connection, but they not get the same adjustment, the same fit. And they are working 20 hours per day, 7 days per week, fabricating a lot of different abutments for a lot of different company, but without the original metrics. This is the problem.
The colleague Bruno Seabra from Portugal. Hello, Bruno. Nice to have you there. Open mind and open eyes, because dentists usually look for the prices and even sometimes don't know how scary this is because they can't see. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's exactly, Bruno. Thank you.
Obrigado.
Obrigado, Bruno.
Obrigado.
Coming from Holland, thank you for your presentation. So your suggestion is to use the same brand on the same implant. So yeah, BEGO produce only abutments on BEGO implants and not, for instance, on another brand.
Yes. If you are using BEGO implants, your best option is to buy all the abutments in a BEGO implants, of course.
Another question, for full mouth rehabilitation, what do you recommend? Intraoral digital scan or model scan, considering the accuracy?
Today a normal impression, analogical impression. Today, we have in my university, we are doing a study for a laboratory using 6 implants in a full mount maxillary rehabilitation. And we take the digital impression. But always we need to take an analogical impression to get the perfect fit. And with this, both information from the digital impression and the analogical impression, they link both image, both information. And if we have the same information, they can continue. But if we don't have the same information, they take the information from the analogical impression. Do you understand me?
Yes.
For me, for a single crown, for a short prosthesis, an intraoral scan today is a good option. Yes, and sometimes we don't need the models to work in these cases. Without model, we can prepare some monolithic crown or monolithic bridge. Okay, we can do it. But for a full mouth, today, the literature say that it's better to use the analogical impression to get the better fit.
Thank you very much. So a single crown in the static area. Which material you suggest for immediate provisional and for the final restoration?
Wow, for the medial restoration, maybe PMMA today is the best material, always with a titanium interface, with a titanium abutment. No, always. For the final crown, we have a lot of different possibility. Zirconia is a good option. Always with a titanium base, the titanium abutment, always. But a full crown of a monolithic zirconia, well, it's an option. Aesthetically, maybe it's the best, maybe no. Maybe with a cutback technique, with a lithium disilicate or with a feldspathic ceramic over this buccal face of the zirconia, maybe it's better aesthetically. But maybe you could have more problems about the shippings of this material. Another possibility, the same way, but using the lithium disilicate, monolithic lithium disilicate and staining in the buccal face is another possibility, with stratified lithium disilicate in the buccal face. Another, we have a lot of different possibility. Sometimes the price is a problem. No, it's a cheaper one monolithic zirconia or one monolithic lithium disilicate crown than monolithic with stratified ceramic over the buccal face. A lot of different possibility.
Okay. Yes, Oriol.
Yes.
These were the questions we received. The feedbacks, the positive feedbacks, was also again very nice to have you with us in the webinar. We hope to have you soon again. I would like to thank everybody for attending the meeting today. And yes, we're gonna see each other next Monday on our next session. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your attention, and be safe, please. And thank you, Marcio, for your time, for your attention, and thank you, all of you.
Perfect. So I wish you all a nice week. Thanks for the attention. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.